What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another WNBA video. We have ourselves a three-game slate to dive into for Sunday, August 24th. So we're going to break down and analyze each of those games. We're going to talk about which way that I'm leaning as far as the points and the spread. And then when it's all said and done, make sure you check down there into that pinned comment. You'll find a link down there that's going to send you over to the Guy Boston Sports website. So we're going to find all of my final plays for these games listed for free. Now, before we dive into these games, let's jump over there to the website real quick. We need to take a look back at yesterday's picks. Let's see what we took then and how that ended up going down. And in yesterday's video, man, we had a lot of good leans. We talked about a lot of good things. We only end up putting two plays in. Those two plays do cash. We hit on the Dream laying 2.5, and we also hit on the Sun and the Sky, a total over 157.5. Now, like I said, man, we had a lot of other leans that also cashed. Probably should have played a little bit more, but we play it safe, man, and we come out on top end of the day, which is what we're looking for. Just continue to try to stack those units as we head into the playoffs, man, and have a little bit of a bankroll here on our side. So let's see what kind of value we can find here on the board as well today. Three-game slate to dive into. Let's do just that, man. Smash that like button down there for me if you can. Hit subscribe if you have not already. Jump into it, man. 3 p.m. tip-off time for our first game. It's going to be the Seattle Storm taking on the Washington Mystics. Storm are 9.5-point favorites here on the road. Total sitting at 157.5. I think they're 9.5-point favorites, man, because this is a double revenge spot for them, man. These two have met twice so far this year. The Mystics have taken each of those games. They won outright as dogs both times. Seattle was in a huge slide. They had lost 6 in a row, but they have since won 3 of their last 4 coming into this one here. They're on the third game of a 5-game road trip for this one. They're 19-18 on the year, sitting at 7th in the standings currently. They're just 16-21 against the spread, but they have gone 11-8 on the road, both straight up and to the number. Washington, they have lost and failed to cover in 3 in a row now. Although at home here, they'll be at a one-day rest disadvantage. They'll be out on the road for 3 straight after this one as well. They come into this at 16-21 on the year, 17-20 against the spread, and when home, they've gone 10-9 straight up, 8-11 to the number. Seattle, man, they're playing good basketball after such a rough stretch. We look at each of these teams in the last 5. We see that the Storm are sitting at 5th for offensive rating, 4th for defensive rating, and 2nd for net rating, while the Mystics sit at just 12th, 7th, and 10th, respectively. Seattle has also been dominating in the paint as of late, man. First in the W for points scored from the paint, while the Mystics are just 8th defending from that zone. The Storm are hitting the second most shots from inside the restricted area. They're doing so at the highest shooting percentage across the W. They're also hitting the third most shots and at the third highest shooting percentage when looking at them inside the paint, but outside the restricted area. Mystics, man, they're allowing the third most shots inside that restricted area. They're giving up the highest shooting percentage from this zone. The sixth most shots from outside of the restricted area, but they're also giving up the most mid-range jumpers. And man, Seattle has plenty of players who can take advantage there as well. Really look up and down that starting 5, and they can all kind of get busy from the mid-range. So this looks like a Seattle spot for me, man. I'm going to lean with the Storm on the side. For the total, it's been 2 unders between these two so far this year and 4 in a row between them overall. Seattle has gone under in 3 of their last 5. The Mystics have in 2 of their last 3. This is just a spot, man, where I think the Mystics really struggle offensively. You know, Seattle, despite their inconsistencies, they bring a solid defense onto the court. It's that double revenge spot here for them, like I said, man, against this Mystics team that's beaten them twice already. So it's going to be an under lean for me. Maybe even a look at the Mystics team total under as well. 4 p.m. tip-off time, going to be the Golden State Valkyries taking on the Dallas Wings. We got the Valkyries coming in as 2.5-point favorites here. Total sitting at 158.5. It's another one, man, where the injury report is just ridiculous. So we'll just start there, right? For Dallas, we got Wale, Quinterly, Giroux. They're all out. Isaiah James is a game-time decision, but she is listed as probable, at least for Dallas. The Valkyries are going to be down Xander Lassini here again. Monique Billings will miss her 12th straight game, and then both Tip Hayes and Carla Late are listed as questionable as well. That's going to be the third head-to-head for these two, and so far, the home team has taken each, with the Wings winning in Dallas by 9, and then Golden State taking the second one at home by 10. Valkyries have lost 3 in a row. They're 18-18 on the year now, 8-11 on the road, and they've gone 21-14-1 against the spread, but on the road, 10-9 to the number. Now, the Wings are home for the second of 3 in a row, but they have lost 9 of their last 10 now, although they have covered in 6 of those 10. They're 9-28 on the year, 18-19 to the number. When at home, they've gone 5-14 straight up, 9-10 against the spread. And this is one where obviously the Valkyries have something to play for, while the Wings are playing for pride, right? And that pride could be questioned even after that blowout loss to Seattle their last time out. But they had been competitive up until then, man. You got to give them credit in their last 10 games, right? They had lost 2 close 1-point games to LA, covered twice against New York, covered against the Dream as well. I think Dallas is going to look to push the pace here, man. They'll try to score in the paint and in transition. And with the injuries on the Golden State side, along with the pressures of playing for playoff seeding, playing a lowly team like the Wings that are easy to overlook, man, playing on the road where they haven't been the same team at all this year. I'm going to fade these Valkyries and back that home dog here, catch the points with the Dallas Wings. Now, for the total, I'm going to look at an over because I really do think that Dallas will just make this a track meet and run Golden State off of the court here, or at least try to in this game, right? The Valkyries sit at last for pace while the Wings sit at first over the last five. So just getting out and pushing the pace is, going to make Golden State uncomfortable and put Dallas in a better position to win this one outright. I think the Wings control the pace in this one, man, and we see these two get just up and over that number. But playing an over with the Valkyries involved is always risky, always a sweat, and I'm not sure that I get there with it. But that is where I'm leaning at the end of the day. And looking at our third and final game, 7 p.m. tip-off time, going to be the Indiana Fever taking on the Minnesota Lynx. We got the Lynx coming in as 12.5-point favorites in this one. Total sitting at 167.5. Now, the big news in this one here, we should finally see the return of Fee to the court for this one, while the Fever are down everyone. Cunningham, Colson, McDonald, all done for the year. Clark is still out. Chloe Bibby's been ruled out. Odyssey Sims, who was brought in for backcourt purposes after Colson and McDonald went down, she's now working through a groin injury herself, and she is listed as probable. So the Lynx, they're home here. The return of Fee imminent. It's hard not to look towards the Lynx, man, even with that larger line here, right? They've gone 21-14-1 against the spread as it is. A double-digit favorite this season, and not shabby by any means, 9-6 to the number there. So in games with Fee returning from injury, the Lynx have gone 2-0 straight up. Fee went for 24 points, 11 boards, and 4 assists in that first one, 26 points, 7 boards, and 6 assists in the second. So what I see from that is that Minnesota, this coaching staff, they don't play games with Fee, man. If she's back out there on the court, it's not because she's 50% and they're forcing her back out there and they have her on a minutes restriction. Now, if she's out there, man, she's out there because she's out there, right? And she's about to go in like she does. So it's going to be a lean towards the Lynx on the side. And then I'll be playing Fee on the points as well, man, expecting her to have a big return back here in this one. For the total, this is one where I see Minnesota really taking control early and from the jump. I don't think Indiana really gets enough done offensively in the process. So I'd be leaning under looking at this one. The total just looks way too high for me, in my opinion. There's just who's Indiana got out there, man. You know what I mean? They're so thin. I could see, a little bit of pace here in the first half, but I feel like Indiana kind of falls apart and crumbles late in this one, and they have a hard time even getting to 70 in this game. So, especially against this Minnesota defense, and Fee's coming back, man. Yeah, give me an under in this one. 167 feels way too high. Guys, that is going to wrap us up for the day. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Hope you found the content helpful and useful. And if you did, don't forget to smash that like button on your way out. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you have not already. And that is going to do it, man. Hope you guys all have a great Sunday. Hope you all cash out. I'll see you back tomorrow for the next one.